This lesson is to show you how to make block letters appear to be three-dimensional. So yesterday in class, you already created block letters of the uppercase alphabet. So today what we're going to do is make those look three-dimensional. So on the letter A, we're just going to make a slight angled line backwards. And from that angled line, we're going to make a parallel line with the A that goes down. Okay, that's going to connect back up to the corner of the A. We're going to do another angled line down underneath the A, and then we're just going to connect these two together. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of shading in there with some lines. To show that dimension. Okay, so next we need to do the same thing on the underside of the A from the other side. So this one's going to come down. It's going to connect with the corner of the A. It will come across and then connect with that corner. Okay, this one will also come up on the inside of our A. And then once again, we're just going to do some diagonal lines in there to kind of show the shadow or the shading. And that made our A look three-dimensional. Next is going to be the letter B. So on this one, we're going to do the same thing, just kind of a slanted line back. Another line that comes down parallel with the letter B. We're going to connect this to the corner. And then this time our B is going to round over to the edge. We'll add a little bit of lines in there for some shadow. And then we just need to do the inside of the B. So on the inside of the B, it's just going to have a little bit of a curve here, a little bit of a curve here. And then once again, we'll add some line in there for shadow. Okay, for a three-dimensional C, we're going to start on the top and bring a little edge that comes down and around the outside of the C. That will have lines in it for shadow. And then we're going to do the inside of the C. So on the inside of the C, we have just a little bit of a curve down here, and it's going to connect over to the edge. I might have gone just a little bit far on mine. Okay, that will also have some lines in it for shadow. Okay, and then next will be our letter D. Our D will have a slanted line down, a parallel line with the edge of the D. Those two corners will connect, and then we will curve it over to the edge. And once again, add a little bit of line in there for the shadow. And same thing on the inside of the D. Just a little curved line along the inside of the D, with some lines for shadow. All right, for a three-dimensional letter E, we're going to slant down on the side, make a line parallel to the edge of the E. So that parallel line is going to come down, connect the corners. I have one that comes down here, and then we'll just connect these two. Okay. Shadow that in. And then we're ready to do the underside of the E. So there's going to be just a little bit of shadow here. It kind of comes down from that corner. I don't have a whole lot of room in mine. And same thing here, just a little angle down there. And then some lines for shadow. Okay. For the letter F, it's going to be very similar to the letter E. I'm going to do my shadow line down the back, connect here, another angled line from that corner of the bottom of the F, and then add the shadow detail. And this time it's the same as the E. We just have one less section to do. Okay. For a three-dimensional G, it's going to be similar to the letter C. This will curve around. Okay. And we'll have some shadow lines in there. All right, then on the inside of the G, we're going to do a little bit of an area here. It's going to come back over to this edge of the G with just a little bit of a corner here. Okay, and then I have just a little overhang here on the top that is also going to get a slight amount of shadow as well. Okay, that is my three-dimensional G. I'm ready to move on to the H. All right, for the letter H, that one's going to angle down from the top corner, angle down from the bottom corner, connect those two lines, and we're going to angle down from here and connect the lines. We're going to have a line that comes down here. That's going to connect to the corner line, and these two are going to connect. Up here you'll have an angled down line. All right, so now we just need to add our shadow. And that is a three-dimensional H. For the three-dimensional I, we're going to angle down on this corner and this corner, connect to those lines. We'll angle down in the center corner and connect those lines. This one's just going to be a straight line down to the bottom, and then we'll do our shadowing in there. Okay. Here we're going to angle down and angle down there, connect to those lines. Draw a line across the bottom that connects with an angled line from the corner, and then that will also be shadowed. And there's your three-dimensional letter I. For a three-dimensional J, we'll have an angled down line here. It will come towards the center of the J with some shadow lines. Then we're also going to have one angled down here, and this one's just going to curve around the bottom of the J and connect to the back. And once again, you'll want to add your shadow lines. Okay, letter K. For the letter K, we're going to angle down, angle from the bottom as well. Angle from this bottom corner and then connect these two base lines. I'm going to do one here, and it's going to connect to that corner, have an angle down at this corner, and then a line across. So my shadow lines will go here and here. So, all right, letter L. Angle down from the top, angle down from that bottom corner, connect those lines, angle down from the right corner on the bottom and connect those lines, and then just shadow that in. Okay. Letter M, angle down from the top and the bottom corner on the left side and connect those. Angle down again from that leg and connect those. Here we're going to angle down from the center of the M and connect it. So it's hard to explain. Here I'm going to angle down as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shadow in all of these areas that I've done so far. Alright, I have one more section on my M. So on the right leg, I'm going to have a line that comes down and connects to that corner, a line that goes across the bottom and connects to the far right bottom corner, and then that will also be shadowed in. Letter N is very similar to the letter M, so I'll let you watch me do that one. All right, letter O. For the letter O, it's going to be similar to the letter C. That's going to curve around on that left side. Add some shadow lines. And then a little bit on the inside of the circle as well with some shadow lines. Okay, letter P. Now on the letter P, the letter R will be very similar to this one. Letter R will just have an extra leg at the base of it. And then just a little bit on the inside of that letter P as well. All right, letter Q is just a little bit trickier. We're going to shadow that one side. And then on the inside of the Q, we want to have some shadowing. And then just a little bit here on that cross leg from the Q. Okay, letter R. I didn't leave myself quite enough space on this one, so be patient with me. Do some shadowing on this side. A little bit in the center opening of the R. A little shadow down this leg and across the base. Okay, letter S. So for the letter S, we're going to curve around this back side, and it's going to kind of tuck in behind here, like that. And I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing in there. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit right here that shows through and across the front. So this is all shadowed as well. Okay, and then back here, I'll do the same thing. It's going to slightly slant down, curve around the base of the S, and then some shadow lines. Okay, letter T. This one's going to be a lot like the letter I. Angle down from each corner, connect those. Angle down here, and connect those. It's going to come down, angle back to the base of the T, across, and then connect the two corners. And then once again, add your shadow lines. Okay, letter U. For the letter U, we slant down, bring that curved edge around the U. I'm going to slant down here on this edge of the U, and then we'll add our shadow lines on that one. And also in the center here. Okay, V is next. Slant down, slant down. This one's just going to connect to the center of the V. This one's going to come down to the base of the V. And from that corner, you're going to connect those. We'll do another one down from the right corner and then connect that baseline. And then we'll add our shadow inside. All right, letter V. Next is letter W. I'm going to have a little bit on the inside of the W as well. I'll have a line down, and then on this leg as well, and a little line down. So now all I have to do is go back and add my shadow lines. Again over here, and across the base. And that's our letter W. Okay, next is going to be the letter X. I'll slide that up just a little bit. So the letter X, I'm going to have a slant down here, a slant down here. That one's just going to come across. This one will come in, a slant down here. Those will connect. When it comes out, connect, across, and connect. We'll have a little one here. This one will come down, connect, across, and then connect to the corner. So I'm going to add my shadows for the X. All right, letter Y. Slant down, come back in toward the center, slant down at that corner. Those should actually connect. Mine was a little long there. Straight line down, connect corners, slanted from the right corner at the base, and then connect those. We'll have the same thing here, just a little line that comes in on this inside of the Y. All right, and our last one is letter Z. That one's going to slant down, come down. Let's connect these two ends. Okay, this one's going to come into the center of the Z. It's going to have just a small line. That one's going to be hard to see, but a small line that comes down. Okay, then this one is going to angle down here. We're going to have a straight line here that connects, and a straight line back that connects back here. Okay, and now all we have to do is shadow that in. And that is how you make your block letters three-dimensional.